everyone. Welcome back to And Just Like Yap. I am Andy.
I'm Caroline.
And we are together.
We're so happy.
We are here together in Chicago to start our next show.
We ended seasonal depression and now we're going into a euphoric depression.
Oh my God. So, for those of you who are going to be watching Euphoria Season 3 with us,
whether on HBO or just with us because you can't handle the stress of Euphoria, which we understand. We're taking the burden on for you.
Also, given the trailers that we're seeing for the upcoming season, I'm not sure how relevant the previous two seasons are even going to be.
It feels like these are all like season 1 and 2 are fever dream. Not that they really had much to do with plot to begin with,
no,
but and now
not.
and also season 2 aired in 23.
Yes, it was a while ago.
So it's been several years. Many of these people have become breakout box office stars, tabloid fodder.
Yes.
And Sam Levinson has a blood oath on all of them and got them back for season 3, even in spite of all of that.
What collateral does he have that he got Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, Sydney Sweeney, like all of these people to come back? So let's get right into it. Okay. The end of season 2, we were at Lexi's play.
Okay, that play, rewatching it, what high school theater has ever had this budget outside of LaGuardia in Manhattan? I don't know of a single high school that has that budget.
No, and also, where are any of the faculty members?
There are no adults other than Suze and Cal. Suze and Cal are the only two adults in this universe. And Rue's mom.
Like, there's no way that if, like, the superintendent had seen that performance, that it would not have been shut down. We were leaving off. Rue has this suitcase, okay, which we kind of forget about by the end of the season here, but it seems like it's going to be in the mix
for the trailer for the new season.
So it's like Lori appears.
Because I remember when this aired in real time, I was like, so we're just like not going to talk about the suitcase because it was such a huge stressful thing. Yes. But at bare minimum, I'm glad this is the one piece of continuity that we're getting back in season 3 because it was just such a huge empty hole.
Yeah,
like,
so
what was the point?
Chekhov's suitcase is still at large.
Yep.
Now, at the end of the season, after Rue has had her, like, full breakdown, there's an intervention.
Dodging through traffic.
Oh, that episode was so stressful. After they have that intervention and she freaks the fuck out because her mom has disposed of the suitcase, she decides that she's going to get clean and she revisits Elliot and tells him, like, you probably saved my life, so actually thank you for intervening, even though I was really pissed at you. He sings her this lovely little song. I don't know if Dominic Fike is going to come back for season 3. I thought he did a lovely job in season 2.
I mean, since we're doing some weird time jump, who's to say? Who's to say if we're even back?
Yeah, but beautiful, seriously. Beautiful little song.
Yeah.
So that was a very sweet scene between the two of them. Rue obviously sees Lexi's play and loves it, which kind of surprised me because so much of it was about
Rue's grief.
Yeah, very personal stuff.
Trauma porn. I know, rewatching the scene of her, like, showing her eulogy for her father, I was like, if I were Rue, and, like, a eulogy is a very deeply personal thing to write, and then to see it on a stage without your consent is a wild violation of friendship.
It is, especially in front of all of your peers.
Your ex, your friends, people that you betrayed, like every single person in that. It's really shocking.
But Rue actually really loved it, and it actually meant a lot to her.
It cracked something open.
It did, and she and Lexi reconnect, and Rue actually seeing all of that Rue has, like, kind of forgiven herself because she's like, okay, part of the reason why I've struggled so much with drugs and otherwise is because something really awful and really difficult happened to me.
And it's also this thing, too, I think, like, as we've seen the journey with Rue, it's like, my stomach still hurts a little bit because it's like, how long is this going to stick for?
Yeah.
As we've seen the relapse, like, continue with her, and just, like, anyone that you know with addiction, it's like, I'm happy that you're seeing the light now, but it's often can be that, it's inevitable. Like, so it's
she's one of our greatest living actors, and she still has an entire career.
I mean, she's
ahead of her.
what, 27?
Yeah, she's not even 30
and Zendaya
yet.
is Michi, so
exactly, and LeBron James is Gwangi.
Yep.
So we see from Rue that she says she stays clean through the end of the school year. So I don't know. My spring musical was in March, so theoretically, stays clean
They got 2 months?
Yeah, a couple months. But yeah, so we leave Rue on a hopeful note that, you know, she's reminded of what Ali said to her, that the thought of being a good person is what keeps her trying to be a good person. Now, here's the thing. The show... In order for the show to exist, Rue has to be kind of in the drug world, it seems. And it seems, based on the trailer, that I don't know if she's using, but it seems at the very least that she's becoming, like, a heroin mule based on the trailer. So I do sort of hate that because, like, this actually would be a nice way to just end the series as a whole.
Again, I agree. I know, but for some, you know, some reason, we're back here.
Okay, so now let's head to Jules. So we leave off with Jules. Jules gets the disc from Nate after he holds Maddie at gunpoint to get it, which is a very traumatizing scene. Nate is one of the most evil characters in television, but we will get to him later. Jules destroys the disc. Good for Jules. Jules and Rue are at odds because Jules was the instigator of Rue's intervention. So we see here that they have not been on speaking terms since. Jules is also having a very emotional reaction to watching Lexi's play because I think this is just giving Jules a lot more information about what Rue
getting like the context of what the trauma, because it is, their relationship is such a weird,
it's very weird,
like not quite trauma bond, but there is sort of that like nature to it that it just, they feed into the worst parts of each other.
They absolutely do, and it blurs the line between just like such close friends into like, are they actually in, like, a romantic relationship or not? So Jules is having a very emotional reaction to Lexi's show, ends up approaching Rue after to be like, I love you and I miss you. Rue gives her a nice little kiss on the forehead, but doesn't say anything to her. We love a little forehead kiss. We do. Doesn't say anything else to her, and then we're just left with Jules crying. So we don't know where the two of them stand. Okay, moving on to Nate. Nate's watching the play. This incredible...
My man, Mr. Jacob Elordi. My Heathcliff. Oh my I am the one who loved Wuthering Heights, quotation marks. I had a great time at the theater.
That was you? Oh,
that was me. I had a great time. You don't go to Emerald Fennell for POV. You go for a great time. And I had a great time. I buttoned my seat. When he yanked her with a corset off the ground, I said that was cinema, and that was worth my A-list reservation.
So Nate is watching this very homoerotic holding out for a hero, and he's freaking out about it. Cassie. He storms out. Cassie, of course, is following right behind. He breaks up with her in the hallway. He also goes and sees his dad, who is living in one of his empty unfinished construction
I know, I was
projects.
Like, am I in Bushwick? Like, where?
It's very confusing, but also, like, Cal is now fully regressing and has collected this random assortment of, I don't know.
And it also should be noted, so Eric Dane did film all of season 3 before he passed.
Anyway, Nate goes to visit Cal at his, like, weird little warehouse that has a collection of wayward soul friends. And Nate reveals what we have all known as viewers, but Cal didn't know. Because Cal this whole time is like, why is my son so fucked up? I thought I've kept my life private from him. Nate reveals that he has known about Cal's sexual habits since he was 11 years old and watched all the stuff that he had filmed, which is really, 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 really upsetting.
I know, the body keeps the score.
I know.
It really does. It's like, I don't know. It's just a reminder that not everybody needs to be a parent.
No. If you feel like it's not for you, don't
do it!
You don't need to
do it!
Do other stuff.
It's great being an aunt.
Yes.
You love being an aunt.
You can contribute to the world in so many other ways.
And not, fundamentally destroy your child and their relationships to other women and can pass the...
Don't do it. Nate then also reveals that he has all of those videos that his father took on this thumb drive and that he has already given them to the police, and Cal gets handcuffed and taken away.
That would be like the equivalent we were just talking about Zynga before this. Like if someone put like all of our Zynga entries on a thumb drive and they're like, I'm about to release this to the world, that would be...
I'd need to go into witness protection. I was just saying to Caroline, we were talking about Zangas before this, I believe my Zanga, if we could locate it today, it immediately starts blasting a Ben Harper song, because the guy I had a crush on at the time liked Ben Harper, so we were performing that.
We all had that one musician you listened to for... Ryan Adams was that for me in college.
And you know what? Ryan Adams would have loved that you did that. Because he's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick it over to Maddie.
My girl!
Yes.
Okay, how has she not... Like, I still think...
I know exactly what you're going to say. How is she not blown up?
I don't understand... I don't know if it's, like, a personal choice, because she's been on Julio Torres's, like, a Phantasmus show. Because when I think about Euphoria, obviously Zendaya and, like, everyone, but, like, Maddie is who stands out to me.
Yeah,
like,
she's
her performance
incredible.
is what, like, she just pops. To speak of, there was a video I sent Andy, this crosses over with our industry recaps, that Mihaela had auditioned to play both Rue and Maddie. And I don't know that I see her as Maddie, but Rue would make sense to me.
Yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that.
But I'm glad that things happen the way they did, because I love my Harper the way that Harper...
So where we left her off, she had ended her babysitting gig with Minka Kelly, who gives her this dress.
God bless. I love Minka Kelly. I love Lila Garrity. That is...
It took me it took me almost the entire second season to be like, oh my god, it's Lila Garrity.
Texas forever, baby.
Full hearts can't lose.
Yeah. That's high school.
Yes.
Friday Night Lights, that was high school. This is not, like, this is...
No.
Like an underground den that, like, teens are left to fight each other in. Like...
Yeah, it's not okay. But anyway, where we left Maddie, she leaves her babysitting job. Obviously, she and Cassie have a horrible friend breakup because, as she says here, Nate put me through hell and now he's with my fucking best friend. She and Nate have been on again, off again the entire series. Nate ends up holding a gun to her head to get the disc back for Jules. I fucking hate Nate as a character because he's so evil and, like, he does something so awful to one person in order to then do something really nice for another person. It's so fucked up.
There are great times on the internet, like, when they all come together. And the night of the Maddie versus Cassie fight, I have, that was, like, community, like, unlike anything I've seen. Because I think it was the same night as the Super Bowl. And everyone was like, no, I'm looking forward to Maddie versus Cassie. And it was, like, a whole thing. I remember everyone, like, watching it at the same time because we were just ready for this girl to get her ass beat. And it was, like, it was crazy. I was like, wow, we've really, like, got into psychosis after COVID, and, like, this is the only thing bringing us together, and I was grateful for it.
Anyway, so Maddie, of course, is super pissed at Cassie, and during the play, Maddie decides to also run up on stage because she says that Cassie needs to be put down. She ends up slamming Cassie's head against a wall. This scene is so ridiculous because, like, Kat is chasing after them.
Camp.
And then BB is, like, vaping and, like, cheering her on.
The vape budget on this show, I can only imagine, like, you walk in this high school and it just smells like Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's just clouds of vape juice. I would have a migraine constantly.
I know. Those squirrels are probably just living fat and large out there with those vape pens being discarded left and right. If you don't know about the little squirrel in Central Park.
It was vaping. Yeah, anyway. And then, of course, Maddie in the bathroom after Cassie is like, the funny thing is, like, Nate had already broken up with me before I went on stage. And Maddie says to her, don't worry, this is just the beginning. And as we see in the trailer, it does turn out that Cassie and Nate are getting married.
And she's an OnlyFans. And again, remember they're like 22, 23 allegedly in this time jump.
So that's where we're leaving Maddie. It's unclear based on the trailer for season 3, like, what exactly she's getting into.
She's helping Cassie with her OnlyFans thing.
Yes.
Somehow she gets roped back into this dynamic. So maybe, okay, here's my hope and my fantasy. Also because I loved The Housemaid. Unfortunately, as we get into the complicated Sydney Sweeney discourse here in a second, it is a great time. I recommend if you're like, I just wanted to have it a hoot and a holler. But I think what I'm hoping is we get, like, a Goodbye Earl plot this season. And it's them taking Nate down. I doubt that's not happening. But in my head and fantasy, these two women are coming together to take a man down.
I love that. So let's move to Cassie. Obviously, Cassie...
And the Sydney Sweeney discourse has only gotten more complicated.
I know. So as we saw in season 2, Cassie and Nate end up getting together, first secretively, as we see here, Cassie in the bathtub at that party, where I had to see a man's dick hanging into a toilet, which was really upsetting and not fair to me.
Okay, but here's what I'll say. What I do appreciate about Euphoria, they were at the forefront of, like, equalizing nudity on TV because I think it was a series premiere where there were like 15 dongs.
It's a lot of dongs.
Yeah, and I think, you know what, as we've seen so many women having to just show gratuitous nudity, it's like it's time for men to do it as well.
Sure.
And if there's anything that they have done on the front lines of that, I am grateful for Euphoria for being the first soldiers for it.
I agree with the points you're making. I could stand to see less of that.
I know, but I'm just saying, but it's like if a woman has to do it, like, I'm sorry, that means we have to also see dong.
Yeah. So Cassie then spirals into the abyss because Nate won't like publicly acknowledge that they are together.
And she goes in like TikTok girl psychosis.
Yes.
I'm shocked she doesn't have, or did she have the chin strap? You know, I
think she did.
Yeah, I just, whenever I see women doing that, I was like, what? How are you sleeping? I don't know. They have like the chin strap, they do the mask, there's the lip tape, then they do
it's too much.
The heatless curls. Mm-hmm. It's just...
like, cost? I look crazy when I sleep, but it's because, like, I need a breathing strip for my nose and earplugs. I need a night guard. Yeah. Like, these are...
I wear my bonnet, like, normally to sleep in for the hair. I have an eye mask. Like, it's...
So she's losing her mind. She's doing a crazy morning self-care routine.
It's just, like, I could feel... Like, because she gets to that part where she's scrubbing her skin. Yeah. I can feel how raw her skin is just through the skin.
It's very visceral. So, yeah, she and Nate break up in the hallway, and then she comes back and has this, like, psycho thing in, like, the glass of the door. She storms on stage, obviously, and is like, where did she find these knockoffs? Cassie storms onto the stage and interrupts the show, but, like, the audience is like, is it part of the show? Is it not part of the show? Then, obviously, she gets beat down by Maddie, and then in the bathroom is like, Nate broke up with me in the hallway before we even went on the stage, which is when Maddie is like, this is just the beginning. And then this woman is deciding to marry this man. All right, let's go to Lexi.
Okay, this is the only character that we have any connection to.
I know. So Lexi starts writing her play this season, and she's just tip-tapping away in the midst of all the chaos.
And she's doing the thing where they tell you, write what you know. Yeah. And it really digs down deep into that.
I wrote the most embarrassing plays when I took a playwriting class in college. Just direct that nobody should absolutely ever see.
And the fact that it's got the budget of a Broadway production, that's the thing that should be read by, like, your English teacher, and then they throw it in the trash. Or maybe give it to your guidance counselor and say, you need to pull her aside.
I will say, like, in the same way that Rue is an unreliable narrator, and, like, we don't know how much of the show we can believe, I do feel like, and the play sort of, like, moves in and out of, like, reality and whatever. Yeah. Some of the, like, production value, I'm like, is this just in everybody's head? Like, is it not real? So Lexi also forms an unlikely friendship.
And this is, like, devastating for 9 million reasons.
And a romance with Fez. The two of them, like, really understand each other, and it's actually very, very sweet.
Tender.
I feel like these kinds of relationships, you do see them in high school, because it's before people go out in the world and sort of, like, you go to college or you get a job and you're around people who are, like, kind of just exactly like you, kind of.
Yeah.
But in high school, you're thrown together with just whoever lives in the area.
Exactly.
And so you end up seeing some of these relationships where you're like, these two, like, have, like, a weird emotional bond, even though they could not be more different.
It's like they're able to see, like, they're prejudged for, like, who they are, and the two of them are able to actually, like, peel back a little bit and see who, like, the vulnerable people that are inside. And it's just, like, it's so tender and sweet. And I don't know. I'm really glad, because obviously we know what happened in real life with
Angus Cloud.
Angus Cloud, and it's just like I'm glad that, like, we got to have this sort of, like, wonderful, like, exploration of, like, their, like, chemistry on camera, but, like, to see these other layers to his ability.
I agree. Yeah, so Lexi gets a lot of praise for her play, including this incredible moment during Holding Out for Her Hero where Maddie's like, Lexi, you're a fucking G, because she's just, I don't know. Lexi is, like, making a lot of... It is kind of, like, a little bit homophobic, that whole sequence, but it's making, like, good commentary and, like, sending up, like, you know...
Locker room culture,
exactly.
And she hadn't even heard a heated rivalry yet,
No, none of us had.
Yeah.
None of us had. But then, obviously, after the stage gets stormed, Lexi's upset, and, like, the play is not going well, but then she ends up turning it around and she gets her flowers, literally and figuratively.
So it was just nice to see, like, Sue's come to her side.
And it does seem like next season, Lexi
she's like a showrunner's assistant.
Yeah, she is, like, working in television
Hollywood.
or movies, Hollywood. So, like, good for her that this sort of, like, sparked that. And yes, the play results in she and Rue reconnecting, and they have this incredible conversation about, like, painful stuff about, like, different situations with their fathers, and it's just really, really wonderful. Okay, so let's move to Fez. As we just said with Lexi, you know, he's on the other end of this, like, romance that's blossoming, and he talks about how he wants his future to be something like Little House on the Prairie. Like, I mean, we see with his backstory of, like, how he came to be with, like, his grandmother and whatnot, that, like, he never really had, like, a chance or a choice in, like, how his life turned out, but, like, he does want kind of, like, a simpler, less, you know, crime and drug influenced life.
I struggled a lot with the fact that they were going to do a season 3, because it just felt like once he died, I was like, I don't know what the point is in revisiting a lot of this, and especially, like, because Fez is, like, the kind of I know Rue is the narrator, but Fez feels like the soul of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
In many ways, so it feels really weird, I think, in some ways, going into this new... Like, I'm curious to see how they're going to acknowledge this character and, like, pay tribute to that, but it feels weird going into this new season without that anchor.
I agree.
Because I think, like, a lot of these other characters are so much darkness, and it's like... who am I even really rooting for in any of those characters? So without this, it's kind of like, I don't know what it's going to be grounded in.
I agree with that fully. Yeah, so he and Lexi are falling in love. He ends up not showing up to the play, and Lexi doesn't know why, and it turns out that all of this shit is going down at his house. Ash ends up stabbing their other friend and co-conspirator who is bugged and is working with the police. After Ashtray stabs that guy, he's like, I will take the hit. He silences everybody, and, like, he knows that the police are going to be coming soon. And he's like, Ash, I did this. Like, you need to get out of here. Like, it's on me. Like, I will go down for this, not you. Ash refuses and locks himself in the bathroom and ends up in a standoff with the police.
It has, like, 30 guns in there.
Yes.
It was like an artillery.
I know, and he took them all out of, like, the washing machine where he was hiding them. He ends up having a shootout with the police, and Ash, unfortunately, does get hit. Fez also gets hit, but he's still alive, and they drag him away in handcuffs, and the last thing we see of Fez is this letter that he was gonna give to Lexi with her flowers, and it's just bloody and crushed in, like, the debris of this horrible event with the cops.
No one can be happy here.
No.
Yeah.
So that is where all of our main characters at least. I don't know what Suze is going to be up to. I hope she appears in
I hope my
season
girl
3.
Suze is live, laugh, and loving.
Who knows if any of this is going to be even remotely relevant after this crazy time jump. Listen, it's going to be hard to watch.
It's going to be painful, and if you feel like this was a lot, then you don't need to watch the show and just watch us.
We'll watch it for you.
But it's back Sunday,
the 12th
April 12th.
of April.
Yes. So we will be back with weekly recaps. We're terrified, nervous, scared. We're going to see a lot of dong.
Yeah, it's a lot of dong. Thank you so much for joining us for this. We will be back, obviously, with Euphoria recaps. We are also currently doing Sex and the City original series recaps with guests, picking their favorite episodes, so please join us for those. Please like, subscribe, find us on Instagram, find us on TikTok, tell your friends, come hang out. And Caroline and I are going to go watch Heated Rivalry.
Finally! She hasn't watched it, I'm so happy.
I love you, goodbye.
Love you, bye, see you soon.